the Speedway, the playing around the power. Appreciate you being here with us on this Friday night. 91, that's the first annual summer shootout here at the Park Center Power. We're getting ready. They're coming out and trying to look and fill their cars. There's still some more way to be here tomorrow. These guys are going for $5,000 to win. The only thing that they got to have on 50 cars minimum for that 5,000 to be championship. SCDRA guys will be coming. More of you on the way tomorrow. After here tomorrow night for the big pizza race.
All right, we got some baseball drivers down here mad at me now.
I never get over it. I mean, they wasn't moving. All right, get ready to go green flag for the SCDRA front wheel drive, guys. National Late Model SuperCar Series drivers be lined up. You're up next. National Late Model SuperCar Series drivers, you're up next. Lightning 23M. A lot of racing action coming to you tonight here at East Alabama Speedway. Caution on the Speedway. Caution on the Speedway.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
SCDRA front wheel drive cars. You're up for practice. National Late Model SuperCar Series. You were supposed to be after the hot shots, but you were not lined up and ready to go. So we're going up with after this. After the front wheel drives, you'll come up.
All right, so the call has been made for the drivers of the National Late Model SuperCar Series to please unload your cars if you've not already done so. If you're going a hot lap, we're going to let you hot lap. If not, we're going to go right into qualifying and heat races. We are following the preliminary schedule. We are following the preliminary schedule for Friday's events here for the front-wheel drive Super Late Model Jamboree Summer Shootout, Michael Patton. So again, if they don't want a hot lap, that's their prerogative. You're losing your opportunity to try to figure this track out, especially after the afternoon showers of rain that we had to the evening a couple of hours ago. But you are going to have to qualify and go through a heat race tonight.
Well, they were supposed to be lining up after the hot shots, but they were not unloading their cars. The only two cars that showed up for the practice session was Joseph Brown in a 92 car and Slick Rick Culpepper in the 110. So all the other cars are trying to get everything unloaded and ready to go. So all the National Late Model SuperCar Series, you will be up right after this last practice session for the front-wheel drive cars. So get ready to go. You're up next. National Late Model SuperCar Series drivers, if you want hot laps, you're up next. If you do not want hot laps, like Wesley said, we're going to go right into qualifying and heat racing action for you because we are qualifying you and heat races tonight for the National Late Model Supercar Series. So practice session number 2 coming to you for the SCDRA front-wheel drive. Here to come. National Late Model Car Series drivers, National Late Model Supercar Series drivers, you're up next. Be lining up. Joseph Brown, Slick Rick Culpepper already ready to go. So we're getting ready to go racing. Practice action coming up for the National Late Model Supercar Series. These guys are going for $5,000 to win tomorrow night. 75 laps here at the Playground of Power, East Alabama Motor Speedway.
So, okay. So, again, the final flight of the hot shot cars on the racetrack right now. Actually, my correction, these are the front-wheel drives. The front-wheel drives, thanks of the brainchild of Kelly Carlton, who is one of my colleagues with Fast Track Companies International that occupies the ultimate super late model brand, created the Sports Compact Dirt Racing Association. The SCDRA was the branding sanctioning body, and since its inception, they have distributed almost $150,000 or more to front-wheel drive competitors from Kentucky now down to Alabama, preparing next week to be also in Florida at Alltech Raceway and all parts in between. Now, even though this is not an SCDRA sanctioned event, they are running under the series sanctioning rules of the Sport Compact Dirt Racing Association. So those drivers are now getting ready to come out of the speedway, getting ready for their concluding hot laps. And again, for the first time ever, this weekend at the Jamboree Summer Shootout, the front-wheel drives will battle, again, 50-car minimum for $5,000 to win. So probably that purse will not be $5,000 to win unless we see a big attendance for tomorrow out of nowhere. But anyhow, we're ready to go. We're on the air live. 3 and Out Sports Network coverage, along with Michael Patton, Wesley Outland here with you on behalf of Billy Thomas and all you fans that were braving out in the weather and sticking it with us. We thank you so much. You are trueless, the true diehard of the motorsports industry that stick it out after a rain delay and continue to wait it out. We got fans in the house. We've got kids in the house, all ready to go here for Friday. And don't forget, we'll be right back here tomorrow afternoon. And by the way, I've been taking a look at the weather forecast. Jim Cantori, I am not. But looking at the weather for tomorrow, it has dropped down to 30% chance of rain, or a chance of the R word, mind you, tomorrow. So it looks like maybe this run of weather that we're going to get is going to be coming in the morning. Around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, so it looks like we'll probably seal the track off, and then we'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, with that said, on the racetrack now, get ready to come the superstars and the supercars of the National Late Model Supercar Series, celebrating their 25th year of racing. In 2018, the silver anniversary year, created off of the brainchild of Ray Miller. Curated off of the brainchild of Ray Miller a couple of, back 25 years ago. And it is now under the operation of course, Mr. Billy Thomas, Levon Sparks, race director, also Stephanie Sparks, Anna Sparks on the Sanction and Body Group. We've also got Melvin helping out with officiating tonight. And, of course, yours truly, announcer, public relations man, when I'm not doing the other great busy things of my motorsports career, doing the announcing and PR for the National Late Model Supercar Series. We're set to go with hot laps. These drivers have decided to kick the tires like the fires and make their way onto the speedway. We're getting ready for their hot lap session right now. And on the racetrack right now, the drivers of the National Late Model Supercar Series, they are rolling onto the speedway. The number 7, one of the drivers running for the Rookie of the Year. That's going to be Tyler Thomason, Double T out of Phoenix City, Alabama. The Burgers are more Thomason Products, JVL Laboratories, Rocket XR1 with the Chevy 525 engine. Tyler Thomason on the back straightaway in the number 7 car. The number 92 entry, that's the Columbus Flash and the winner of the Crate Late Model National event. Great Chevrolet Performance 100 back in March out of Columbus, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. The driver of the car, number 92 entry. That, of course, is the Columbus Flash of Joseph Brown. Joseph Brown in the number 92 car got himself a pretty good finish the other weekend up at the Smoky Mountain Speedway with the Chevrolet Performance 525 Super Late Model Series. And behind him in the car, number 110. That's going to be out of Hamilton, Georgia, the JC Construction Truck Air Services RG Maintenance Longhorn Chassis with the National Late Model Motor. Slick Ricky Culpepper in the number 110. Lewis Auto Sales, Benton Service Centers for Print Company, car number 92 again for the sponsors on the 92 of the Columbus Flash of Joseph Brown. Rick Culpepper, there you see Slick Rick in the 110 coming by you now on the front straightaway in the blue and orange, number 110. The number 01 entry, ladies and gentlemen, I call him Lil Lightning. He resides out of Stapleton, Georgia. At the Speedway. As again, hot laps are continuing on here for the drivers of the National Late Model Supercar Series. Hot laps again. Looks like all the drivers are going to try to be the contenders and takers to come onto the Speedway here. There you see Joseph Brown, biggest win of his career right here in March at East Alabama Motor Speedway when he won the Chevy Performance 100. Oh, let's catch up where we left off. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of Turbo Tyler Erb before I ever heard of the man of the Waverly, Texas. I was a fan of this man. He gave him the nickname Turbo Tyler Turbin. In the car number 02 at Acaro, Georgia, the T&J Steel Turbin Motorsports Longhorn chassis with the Chevy 604 engine. Turbo Tyler Turbin. From the South, not the Lone Star State. Now, Turbo Tyler Erb was here for the National 100. And by the way, don't forget the 43rd running of the National 100 here in November at the East Alabama Motor Speedway. Other cars in the Speedway happen there getting ready for their hot lap session. Car number 27 on the racetrack. I think we're into Garrett Lloyd. You've also got the Noel family out there. Car number 7. The most recent winner on the tour. The most recent winner in the tour. The Middleburg, Florida native. The Middleburg Juggernaut is what they call him. He is in the Southway Crane Mills Concrete top-notch Longhorn with an HP power motor, horsepower. That is the Middleburg Juggernaut of Jason Fitzgerald in 7F. The cars, they roar. They come to speed. We're hot lapping on a Friday night here at the East Alabama Motor Speedway. Rain, you lose. We're 1-0 right now at full speed with the Supercars in round 4 of the season of 2018's silver anniversary year. Cars on the racetrack again, rocking and roaring around the Speedway. Up the racetrack goes again Noel. And the 27 Machina Garrett Lloyd, the native out of Jacksonville, Florida. He'll have Fitzgerald to his inside. Lloyd jumps the racetrack, almost gets into the cushion in very pristine track conditions for those that are tuning in on the 3 and Out Sports Radio Network to describe radio with pictures of what we're seeing, a very smooth racing surface. And now we're seeing these late model warlords start to go from the bottom of the racetrack, transitioning, make their way to go to the top of the racetrack. No blacktop being put on the Speedway just yet, but they are starting to open up the grooves as well. trying to open up a pretty interesting racing surface here later on this afternoon into the evening here in Phoenix City, Alabama. And we are seeing just that right now.